If you love football, soccer, then you probably love the Apple TV hit comedy Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, a quirky, soccer-naive American coach, finds his way to England where he comes in to manage a fictitious but struggling Premier League side, AFC Richmond. Hello everyone, this is Rev Brad, and you're listening to the Soccer Chaplains United podcast, From the Touchline. With 20 plus years in and around the beautiful game, both as a chaplain and a press officer before that, I thought I would share in this series some lessons from Ted Lasso. Essentially give a chaplain's perspective on some of the things we see on the show and mesh them up with my own experience. In this series, I'm going to try not to over-spiritualize what we see on the screen, but I do want to comment on some of the elements that I believe can be great points of personal and professional development, no matter your role or relationship with soccer. Whether you're an athlete, a coach, a staffer, or an executive with the beautiful game, I think this series will be fun, creative, and have a little bit of everything for everyone. Just a side note, whilst I've changed this opener from the original one, I will keep the opener for a little while, so if you're listening regularly, when you hear the Ted Lasso theme music at the start of the pod, you can go ahead and skip forward to the 2-minute mark to skip the intro and get right into the pod for the day. Thank you for listening to the From the Touchline podcast. Here we go with a lesson from Ted Lasso.
He's found the space and he's found the back of the net.
Just a little off foot, thinking he's going to go far post. Not strong enough with his right hand.
Whips that one in. Far post, almost made him ends, and they have. He has the hat-trick. The second in his career. The third of the night. The hat-trick hero.
Talked about you're not going to be able to sustain that kind of pressure.
To the corner. Goes towards the near post. And you're the angle, and what a goal! What a goal!
When Coach Lasso and Coach Beard step from the team tunnel onto the pitch for the first game, they take a moment to soak in the atmosphere. But the unruly crowd is chanting an unkind word at our Ted Lasso. They're unhappy with the changes, not pleased with this American goofball that's come to coach their beloved hometown team. Lesson 17, Lasso turns to Beard and says, "We have 90 minutes to prove them wrong, yeah?" If you're listening, maybe you're a steely football veteran with many years, many games under your belt. Or maybe if you're like me, your last football game of significance was at a young age and you didn't realize it was your last game of significance. But no matter the level of football we've played, in other spaces of life, we have set before us these moments when we have limited time and space to make an impression or to effect change. And probably for most of us, in those moments, it's been more than 90 minutes. If we're in a new relationship, we might get a few dates or a few months. If we move to a new town or we have a new job, we're with a new team or club, it might be a contract or something else that sets out the parameters of time or a period of testing and trial. Maybe it's 1 year or 3 years. Maybe it's longer or shorter than that. I know a lot of elite athletes on trial. They might get as much as a couple 2-hour training sessions, or it might be as short as a 90-second video highlight being looked at by a scout. Well, King David in Psalm 26, verses 2 through 3 writes this. He says, "Test me, Lord, and try me. Examine my heart and my mind, for I've always been mindful of your unfailing love and have lived in reliance on your faithfulness." Now, for a moment, we might think David's being boastful or arrogant, almost like saying, "Hey, try me out. I can pass any test you send." But really, he's inviting God's examination because he knows he'll be better for it. It will strengthen David's trust and his faith based on David's experience of God in the past. This lesson from Lasso should encourage us to not be afraid of trial or testing. We shouldn't shy away from moments that try our resolve or that might work to shape our character. Lasso and Beard don't shy back from this immense challenge of coming and turning around the team, the club, the organization, and we ought not be afraid as well. Just like King David welcoming, inviting the testing of the Lord, so too we can be sure that testing shapes us. It makes us better into the person that God wants us to become. The Apostle James puts it another way in his book, chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." You see, there's this redemptive edge to the trials and tests we face in life, whether it's our first match, our biggest match, or our last match, or even beyond the game. The test and trial produces something in us in alignment with building our character, building our faith, our resolve. God uses trials and testing. He uses the, quote, 90 minutes, unquote, to prove people wrong, all in a way designed to build us, mature us, and grow us, to develop key virtues and aspects of personality that will be with us for the long haul. And hopefully, we have more than 90 minutes for all that to happen. Well, thanks for listening to this lesson from Ted Lasso. This is Reb Brad coming to you from the Touchline.